Cradle of Sins is MOBA, actually. It started everything with MOBA. We wanted nice multiplayer, we wanted abilities, and yeah, we wanted this experience to bring this into VR, and that's where everything started.
In terms of inspiration, Cradle of Sins is a result of our shared passion for games. We drew our main inspiration from MOBAs, but as development evolved, so did our vision. We decided that the main priority for the game would be to make it as fun and engaging as possible. And countless hours have gone into balancing the gameplay and creating various features to make Cradle of Sins the best possible version of itself.
What have you wanted to convey through the design to the player?
Our game and assets are designed to immerse the player into a unique fantasy world. Fueled by unexplainable forces and an angry, chaotic god, we initially focused on creating stylized assets and maps. But with recent advancements in technology, we're striving for higher visual fidelity.
Started with the VR, and then did the idea to mix VR and PC come after?
People like to play with their friends, but the problem was that these devices are expensive, and that's why we thought that it's very nice to play with PC, and so you can play with your friends and get the multiplayer benefits.
It's really good to have a game where you can have people on VR, people on PC, all playing together.
What experience does Cradle of Sins offer to the players?
Whether you're playing our single-player campaign, our new bongo game mode with a friend, or classic 3v3 MOBA-style gameplay, we want players to have a great time, regardless of who they're playing with. Our game can be played with PC via mouse and keyboard, or with virtual reality.
How do we create levels for the game?
Our levels start with the level and games designers collaborating to achieve the desired gameplay. They design a block-out map with simple shapes and cubes to test the level's core playability and storytelling opportunities.
After testing, the concept artist incorporates that theme and consistently works with the game designer to create a world that reflects the desired gameplay. The 3D artist and level designers then work together to create a final design of the map, while gameplay developers add functionality to the level. What is our story behind the game?
Step in to a chaotic world, ruled by an old god who sought to control the fate of the universe with its empire of loyalists. Those who survived formed alliances to take control of what little remained of the island. For the player, they're represented as a powerful champion, incapable of dying due to the curse of the architect. Form alliances, lead the charge, and conquer the island to increase your influence. Are you ready to shape the fate of the island and join the rank of immortals?
So, what are our future plans?
We have an exciting roadmap for our game, with plans to introduce a plethora of new features and elements. Our top priority at the moment is to finalize the new game mode Architect's Conquest. This will bring a whole new level of excitement and challenge to the player. We are also working hard on character personalization and gameplay elements that are directly tied to this game mode. They both offer possibilities and engaging outcomes in either multiplayer or single-player matches.
Are you planning to add more heroes?
Yeah, of course. After launch, we have actually models done, ideas there, and maybe we can launch every month, every 2 weeks, new hero to give them awesome content to try it out. Maybe some very awesome abilities. Then it's like, oh, try this out. This is so good.
What development rules do we have when making the game?
We carefully consider which elements are important to develop first, and we prioritize these. The team communicates daily, which leads to a unified understanding of our progress. We design new features to make gameplay more varied and come up with clever ways to efficiently add more content to the game.
First, we started with a smaller group and we started in the studio. But if we had to hire more professional guys, then it was like borders are limits. And Corona hit as well, and we hired a lot of people. Then we saw that, okay, now there is people from America, there's people from Netherlands, and we can't come together anymore.
How do we execute adding things to the project?
Let's take, for example, creating a sword for the PC character. The head's games designer notes the need for a new melee weapon. The idea is then discussed with the manager and the concept artist to determine the feasibility. The concept artist then finalizes their piece and hands it over to the 3D artist to create the mesh. Sometimes a material artist is involved in painting the skin for the asset. This is then finally brought into the game. The designers implement the appropriate characteristics, with visual effects implemented by the VFX team. Once complete, the weapon is finally ready to use within the game.
How big is the marketing for this project?
The quality of the game is the most important thing. If the game's not good, no one will play it. Effective marketing is just as important. So we're trying emergent approaches, such as our upcoming YouTube show, which shows off game development, player testing, exciting competitions, and more. This will lead to a fun viewing experience to promote our game. Production quality of the show is also quite important to us, so we'll be utilizing Unreal Engine 5 for virtual production to add a layer of immersion to our project.
So where, at the moment, are you in like development? Like how far away from launch are we?
We are very close actually, because we tested this years and years, but it's always that way. That we are putting together the game, and then it's out for testing, community's testing, and then we have the feedback. And what we are looking for actually is one fun game. That's all the developers are. We have one rule: must be fun. Main purpose is just have very awesome experience, and I think with these designs, what we made actually, we will offer something, some strong experience, that you see something awesome. But it's not in real life. We are not trying to copy like reality or something. We are trying to get this as fantasy as possible.
Yeah, so like what are the plans for, after you launch? Are you going to be adding new content? Are you going to be adding new game modes, new characters?
Yes, of course. That's our priority number one. That's the process, and that's where we will learn from community what people want, and to polish out this product. We have to experiment. This is new thing. This is new area for everyone. This is not just we are a very long time in VR market, but still, it's everything. These are experiments, because new devices are coming out, new solutions. We have to experiment to understand what is awesome, and that's at the end of the day what we want to give people is fun game.